Alrighty, good morning, guys. I hope you're doing well. I just wanted to go over a little bit of what you're going to do in your reading for tomorrow morning, which will be Thursday. Your targets are, I can explain the meaning of imagery, I can identify kinds of imagery, I can compare and contrast two settings of the story, and I can listen to a story for comprehension and enjoyment. And remember, when we compare and contrast, we talk about how things are alike and how they're not alike. But first I want to go over your phonics skill, which is really an English skill, and it's not new, it's something that we've already done. At the top we have two sentences that essentially say the same thing. The puppy that belongs to Pedro is a birthday gift from his parents. Pedro's puppy is a birthday gift from his parents. These sentences show us two ways to tell that Pedro owns or has something. The underlined group of words mean the same thing. Pedro has a puppy. The name Pedro is a noun. We can change a noun so that it shows us who or what has something or owns something. We usually add an apostrophe S to the end of the word or the noun to show possession. Which word in the second sentence shows that Pedro owns or has something? Pedro's. Now let's look at the second sentence. The puppy's eyes watch Pedro wherever he goes. What does the puppy have? The puppy has eyes. So these are the eyes that belong to the puppy or the puppy's eyes. If we look at some example sentences at the bottom of the page, we can read them and we can figure out who or what owns something. So let's just look at two. The puppy likes to chase Pedro's bike when he rides it. Who owns something? Pedro. And what does he own? A bike. Pedro's bike, or the bike that belongs to Pedro. The second sentence says the puppy also chases Pedro's soccer ball after he kicks it. Who owns something? Pedro. What does he own? A soccer ball. Pedro's soccer ball is the ball that belongs to Pedro or Pedro's soccer ball. Your vocabulary words for this story are barbed wire, and I'm sure Coy knows all about some barbed wire, and Judson probably knows all about some barbed wire from dealing with all the animals that they tell me about. The second one is concrete. The third one is forklift. The next word is freeway, traffic, and warehouse. The blank looked like it had thorns growing from it, and that would be barbed wire because it's wire with prickly things that stick you if you rub up against them. Blank are large buildings where things such as food, clothing, or equipment are stored. That would be warehouse. Things that are ordered online are kept in warehouses until the items are ready to be mailed. If your mom orders from Amazon, probably what she ordered was stored in a warehouse. The blank sidewalk had a crack in it. Concrete, and this is what all my little boys in here try to jump over when we're walking down the sidewalk, are the cracks in the concrete. The busy blank on the street was noisy. Traffic. Traffic can be a lot of cars. Sometimes there are a lot of people walking on the sidewalk. That would be a lot of people traffic. He used a blank to put the large box into the back of the truck. He used a forklift. It's a kind of tractor, and it has this, looks like a fork on the front of it, and you put it under things and you pick it up, especially like pallets, which are wooden boxes that you stack things on, and you can easily lift the things on the pallet with a forklift. All of the cars drive fast on the blank. That answer is freeway. A freeway is sometimes called a highway. It's much larger than just the streets that we live on. It's more like an interstate, okay? So you're going to read a story called Secret Place. In the picture on page 31, you see a grassy nest for ducks, a street with buildings and trucks. What words would you use to tell what the ducks in the nest look like, and what would the ducks sound like? And what words would you use to tell what the street, building, and trucks look like, and what would the trucks sound like? They're both going to make noises, but one's a quacking sound and one's an engine sound. You might even hear the horn blowing. The ducks in the nest would be all fuzzy, and I'll bet their mom's keeping them warm and bringing them food. And then you've got the buildings that grow up high in the sky with a lot of people moving around. So it sounds like to me we may have a city setting and we might have a pond setting. So you're going to read this story to find out where is the secret place and why is the secret place special. Now when you get to the end of the first part, which is on page 45, on the next page there may be some questions that you might want to answer, but please think about what you're reading. Think about the two settings, the city and the secret place, and then do your two workbook pages, and you know that one of them is going to be about '(S). Read carefully, read 2 times, and even if it seems like it's long, because it's a lot of pages, it's really not, because there's not much print on each page. All right, enjoy your story, and I'll talk to you again in a few minutes.